Ian.
It's I looked at the weather forecast today. Sprinklings.
Really? Oh, I thought it was going to
a
be
little bit.
I thought it was going to be clear.
I thought maybe it was going to be bone dry as well. And then late development. It's a little damp in here.
Oh, maybe just local to you?
Perhaps. I mean, I am always damp.
Right. You have humidities?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Precisely.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a little damp in here tonight. Hello, Dave. This is Ian, Apex Adjacent. You guys, you know.
Episode 418. Ian, I want to meet your humidity.
Okay.
And give you a little surprise.
Okay.
Okay. This is a present that I created just specifically for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Good. Should I just begin? Should I just start talking? What's supposed to happen here?
I just need you. This is the only time I'm ever going to tell you this on the show. I just need you to be quiet for 1 second. I've prepared something for this exact moment. Okay.
So, and just to explain to any listeners who don't know what's happening, this is a segment that we like to call Getting Wet with Ian, which is where I have thoughts in the shower that just randomly occur to me. And usually they're like a quarter formed, and then I just blurt them out here.
Yep. You bring them to the show. Okay, Ian, allow me to present a present that I've made for you. Getting wet with Ian.
Why?
Because I have audio production software and free time. Ian, I made us an audio bump for Getting Wet with Ian.
So I
do you want to hear it again?
No, I have this like complex stew of emotions right now upon hearing that. And the closest analogy I can think of is if like I have small children and they occasionally will do works of art that are
for you to put up on the fridge
that are very unflattering. Like Gus, our 5-year-old, recently did one that very prominently featured my arm hair.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like, oh man, I love all of the effort that you put into that. And it's adorable. And it's amazing that you have that much attention to detail and everything else. And also I hate it.
Why do you hate it? Is it my sultry voice? Here, let's hear it again just to make sure.
Okay.
Getting wet with Ian. Ian, I learned how to duck. I learned how to duck sound so that you didn't have drips while I was talking. Ian, I worked very hard on this.
Again, the arm hair was like very meticulously drawn. Each strand.
I like that you're comparing my effort for doing this to something your 5-year-old did. Episode 418 of the podcast. I'm going to play it again. No.
Oh my God. No, it's great. I love it.
I will say, if anybody has ideas for audio stings for our recurring segments on the show.
Do we have recurring segments? I guess we kind of do.
I just made a thing for one that we do.
That's fair. I don't listen to this show.
You do realize we've done this 417 times before this.
I'm just learning that today, yeah.
How much would you have loved it if you like had something with Matt Farah and I played that in front of like Matt Farah for you?
Not in front of the guests.
Right. Yeah. So yes, if anybody has any audio, like if they have an audio sting that they would like to submit to the show, I would love for people to make something for us, submit it to the show for a segment, a few seconds. Yes. Yeah. We don't want a 74-minute jazz ballad I mean, Ian might, but I don't.
I mean, I definitely do.
Yeah, your jazz odyssey as little people dance around Stonehenge, but yes.
Oh my God.
So there you go.
Oh.
So this is the first, I feel like truly like getting wet with Ian 2.0. Like we have a proper audio introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ian.
Well, now I feel like there's a lot of pressure.
Well, bring me into your humid, torrid zone, buddy.
Okay. Well, this is more of just a humidity more than a getting wet.
Okay.
But
hang on.
It occurred
make audio sting more slightly increased. Getting kind of humid with oh, things are drying out a bit with Ian. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you just need to sting for like, wow, this one's really not done yet, is it?
Right. The meat thermometer hasn't even started moving yet. Okay.
That would be amazing. Yeah, just a soundboard full of you commenting on my shitty takes.
Wow. In this economy.
You just dead eye contact with the camera.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was thinking about the slow and dramatic implosion of Twitter, a thing on the internet that I once very much loved.
Yeah, same here.
And I was thinking about like how I'm like at once like sad about it, but also just like very fascinated by it, about like how Elon is just like managing to fuck this up so badly.
Yes. Yeah.
And I realized that he's doing basically the grandest version of something that we've talked about on this show before, a phenomenon that we've talked about on the show, and something that I'm obsessed with.
Okay.
Which is the reply all storm.
Oh, okay.
All he had to do was say nothing. Right?
Hang on, let me hit the button for the thing that says you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
But he spent billions and billions of dollars to essentially say, please remove me from this thread.
You're exactly right. Wow. Okay. This is full on, like my socks are wet, Ian. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it's the same impulse.
Yeah.
That, Susan in HR has to reply all to the entire company.
Right.
With, I don't think I'm supposed to be CC'd on this.
Yeah.
It's exactly what he's doing.
Right. Yeah. You basically handed him a football already in the end zone.
Yeah.
And somehow he like lit the football on fire, and yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Twitter had problems before he took it over. Right. But they seem adorable now.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, our last tweet on there, right, as of right now, is us advertising that we are on a different app.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think that's an uncommon thing right now.
No. Okay. So let's exchange stories about like kind of things that have motivated you to click on it less, right? On your phone. Like you got your phone, you're sitting on the toity, right? Yeah. Whiskey in one hand, phone in the other, right? Okay. For me, it's, 10
a.m. Yeah.
10 a.m. taffy and my phone. Okay. Personally, for me, the thing, like there was a thing for me that made me just like almost, it was like the app wasn't even on my phone anymore. Can you guess what that was?
I don't know. I'm guessing maybe an ad of some sort, or it defaulting to the For You page, or what?
The icon changing to the X.
The icon changed.
Once the icon changed, I never clicked on that fucking app.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I did yesterday, or maybe the day before yesterday, because one of our Twitter friends was reaching out to me for some Fiat 500 Abarth advice. I will say, you're always welcome to email apexadjacent@gmail.com if you have any Abarth questions. I'm here for you, Abarth fam.
Yes.
And so maybe let's take this outside of a social media thing, because I'd love to help with anybody's Abarth questions, however I can. But yeah, so for me, it was when that icon changed. Like, if there was like a graph, I mean, it was just a fucking cliff for me at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about you? Has it been? I suspect it's been a lot more gradual.
It's been a pretty gradual decline for me, for sure. I think the big thing, because I mean, I was on it a lot.
Yeah, and you're good at it. Like, you fire off great tweets.
Well, thank you. I think so. All 3 people who follow me agree. But yeah, I think the thing that has really just kind of been just hilarious to see is just like the decline in the quality of ads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the ads that are on there now are just awful. Like, you can just, when you go to like your parents' house and you watch TV, like TV.
Right.
Or you're in a hotel room or wherever you are, and you come across like TV.
Right. Something provided with a coax cable.
Right. And you're like, what are these people watching? What are these ads?
Right.
How is it that 100% of cable news viewers need catheters? Like,
right.
That can't be true, can it?
Right.
I need a catheter?
Do I even have something that needs to be catheted?
Am I a cathety or a catheter?
I do like how both of our voices go up with that. Like, we're getting into Seinfeld territory.
Because it's the sound of the catheter getting
true
being catheted.
Yeah. Catheteristed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's that same thing of like, is this how little they think of me, that this is what's being advertised to me?
Right. Yeah. Like, how good is your algorithm? Not
right.
like you would want to see the ads that you saw before, but at least like, it's like, okay, so I'm getting served an ad for like some like MMO video game. Okay, yeah. Sure. Right. Like, I follow a few video game accounts. All right. Yes. Like, that tracks. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's something you just scroll past. Right.
Right.
And now, yeah.
I was gonna say it's an interesting the ad, reaction to ads is an interesting bell curve, because it's sort of the opposite. You want to be in the middle, because when they're real bad, you're like, Jesus, what the fuck is happening to this company? But when they're too good,
right.
Like Instagram, that's way worse.
Right. You should see the number of fucking Milwaukee Tool ads that come across my fucking feed. Yeah, they know me. They know me. Yeah,
mine are all like nice boots and jackets.
yeah. Snappy clothing items. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's like a boot ad that I'm just like, every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, you motherfuckers.
And those are nice boots.
Those are really nice boots. I want them.
Right. The same way I'm like, I really fucking want a Milwaukee Insider ratchet.
Right. But you want the targeted ads to be like, just a little off. Like,
right. Like, enough that you scroll past. Right. You
want it to be that scene in Pulp Fiction where they fire the guy and the bullets all miss, but you don't know exactly how.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how the ads should be targeted. Like, just off by just enough.
Right. Exactly. And you just walk away from it.
Right.
Yeah. No, you're completely correct. It's so fucking crazy that, oh man, you're so right, that all you had to do was nothing. And here we are. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which sucks, because you and I have had some very positive experiences on Twitter. We've met some amazing people on Twitter, on that platform specifically.
We've
met some fantastic people.
I will say we have we're moving over to Blue Sky. I'm not going to move all my posts over or anything because that sounds like work.
Yeah.
But it does seem like a lot of the weird car Twitter people are kind of moving that direction.
Good. Okay.
Over to the Blue Sky.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. I mean, we met David Obachowski through Twitter, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's amazing. You know, we met so many good friends through Twitter. You know,
Definitely.
had so many great interactions. You know, had so many just like fun things that like people reacted to that we didn't anticipate, you know, and it's been great. But fuck, man, it's a nightmare. Yeah. It's so bad. So bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that was
Getting Wet with Ian.
Here's what I want to do. Here's how I want to change it. Here's what I have. This is my note. I think that is way too lurid a way for anybody to say my name.
Nope, I knew that would bother you, and I'm keeping it in.
Don't like it. So here's what I want you to do. Change nothing, but I just want to go, and just over.
Nope.
Plug that in.
I'm going to mute you on the feed if you do that. You should hear the takes where it was even more sensual.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because I came down from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Anybody that
I also don't understand why you didn't have pants on while you were recording it.
Yeah, anybody that overheard what I was doing that day, it had to be so fucking weird.
It's a real shame you weren't muted on that Teams call.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. So there you go. Yes.
Should we actually maybe talk about cars?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should definitely talk about cars because I have a my eyes that I think that you're going to get a kick out of.
Okay.
Okay. Here, let me click it over so people can see the browser. They can also see that we had technical difficulties before the show, and so there's a browser tab of ham up. Yeah.
We did.
But anyway, here you go. Because
that's what happened. That's our version of a 404 error. A picture of ham
that may have been mechanically formed.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, here you go. This one's called Joe Manchin Has Some Problems. All right. Ian, tell the people what you see.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's a Maserati Levante, I think. Levante. Yeah. The Maserati SUV thingy that infamously, Joe Manchin drives.
Yep.
It is on temp tags, so it's newly purchased. And it has its hood up, and it is at an auto parts facility.
Yep. You've got temp tags. You've got hood up, and it's at an auto zone. Yeah.
I mean, it could just be windshield washer fluid.
It wasn't.
Or do you know more?
I saw what was happening around the hood, and it was not windshield washer fluid. Yeah.
Was there a lot of pacing and fretting happening?
A little in and out of the store.
Oh no.
Yeah. Whatever it is, it can't be good and it can't be cheap is the thing, right?
Oh yeah. This is an act, like pulling up to the auto parts store and popping your hood. I feel like with this is an act of just blind hope and desperation.
Right.
Please let this be
something
that can be fixed for $50 at the auto parts store.
Right. Yeah.
These guys will know.
Yeah.
No, man.
Yeah. Right.
They won't.
I feel like the auto parts store parking lot is kind of like a special place, right? Like it is, right? Because I think like what you find on the inside is almost as important as what you found on the outside before you go in, right? You know? Yeah. My favorite auto parts store parking lot activity is figuring out which of the employee cars, right?
Right.
Yeah. Because 9 times out of 10, there's at least one employee that's bringing something, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I once saw somebody very they had a lot of optimism. Let's put it that way. They were very ambitious. They had made it to the auto parts store parking lot, which I think we've all seen that too, where like the auto parts store parking lot is the goal.
yes. Yeah, it's safe in the game of tag or base. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We made it.
Right.
And then you got to figure out like, well, now what? Right.
Right.
And so they went inside. It was like a Ford Focus, I think. They went inside, bought a head gasket.
Oh shit. What?
And then they were just disassembling. And I walked by, and even you have seen me attempt to work on cars before. So like I know just enough to know how bad I am at it. I saw them disassembling their engine, and I was like, that A, doesn't seem like a good idea. And B, I don't think they're doing that right. And I was like in a hurry.
Right.
And I think I was like picking a kid up or something. I had just like stopped for windshield wipers or something.
Just a random child, not one of yours.
Yeah, just any child. Yeah. And I asked them like, are you okay? And they were like, oh yeah. And I was like, have you ever done anything like that before? And they were like, nope. And I was like, okay, Godspeed, because you're gonna need it.
Wow. To be met with like an enthusiastic, confident statement like that, response like that, that's pretty wild. Right. Yeah.
And it's also like, I was so shocked because I get 10 minutes into any automotive repair and I want to burn my car and every other car to the ground.
Okay.
It just always goes so poorly for me. And to see somebody having beginner's luck with a head gasket, I was just like, how is that possible?
Maybe a few things. Maybe
do you remember when I repaired my headlights with electrical tape and lost the electrical tape in the car?
It doesn't go well for you.
Doesn't.
I have to say, I kind of applaud that person because I straight up admire that person because like when I'm working on something around the house, right? The joke is that I'm going to have to go to Home Depot more than one time.
Definitely.
What if I just build my fucking house in the Home Depot parking lot?
Right. It's sort of genius, yeah.
Right?
Just tow your house to the Home Depot parking lot. Trust me, guys, it's easier this way. It's better for everybody.
I think that's what we've got with the Maserati here. Right? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's really funny, Ian.
Yeah. The insurance company's like, do you have off-street parking? We're like, boy, do I. It's a mile down the road at the auto parts store.
Yeah. Oh, I think that like you and I have been friends for a good chunk of time now, right?
417 episodes, I'm told.
We've texted each other a fair amount, right?
Yes, correct.
Looking like, do you remember when I texted you that picture of a Lotus Esprit in an O'Reilly parking lot?
I do, but I don't remember what the context was.
I sent you a picture of a Lotus Esprit in the O'Reilly parking lot, and I was like, look at what's in an O'Reilly parking lot. Your response was, look in the electrical department.
Yeah.
And that's where they were. They were looking for bulbs, Ian.
Of course they were.
Yeah.
Where else would they be?
I'm never going to forget that. That's so great. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, if it wasn't for how we texted each other, I don't think this podcast would have come to be. You know,
Yeah.
I think
that predates the podcast.
Yeah, I think so. I think like that, or it was very early in. But I think that the rapport that you and I had over text, specifically around car stuff, I think is like that kind of like that early. That was the podcast fetus, so to speak. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I do want to go back to the auto parts store parking lot, though.
Yeah.
Because
I
do feel like it is a very special place because it is a place of high emotions. Because there is like the hope, right? Like, I just got to make it to the auto parts store, and then I can put oil back in the car, and it'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah. Right. But then there's a lot of despair that happens in the auto parts store. Like, I think my car lives here now.
Right. They don't have this. It's on back order. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It costs how much?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot that goes on here.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, it is from the employees I think deal with a lot, and I think that the customers go through a lot, right?
Yeah.
Well,
and there must be like a pretty fine line too of like, cuz I've had auto parts store people tell me like, get this hunk of junk out of here.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Like, you can't do that here, sort of things.
Okay.
And but I've also had people like come and bring like a thing of tools out and be like, here you go, let me know what you need. So there must be a calculation of like, a complicated formula that goes in there, like, how much time do I have left in my shift?
Okay. Yeah.
Like, how competent does this person look?
Right.
How sad will they be if I tell them to leave?
Right. Yeah. Like
must be a fine line. Yeah.
Right. Like you're rolling like D&D stats, and one of them is like pity.
Oh, strong pity roll on this one. There's a car seat in the back of it.
Fuck, we got nat 20 on this boy. Yeah, a car seat. That's so fucking good. A car seat. Yeah. Nice. God damn it. That's so good, Ian. Yep. Yeah.
This is a great spot, though.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I think this is one of those things like a picture is worth 1,000 words. This picture is worth 1,000 words, maybe $1,000 in repairs.
Minimum. Yeah.
It's the auto store parking lot. Yeah, auto parts store parking lot. It is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotta shout out our buddy Dana at this juncture, because I know that a lot of the stuff that he finds is in auto parts parking lots. Yeah. And so, I think that he's at the top of the Empire State Building where the lightning is striking over and over again, right?
Yeah. The Florida auto store parking lot is a particular brand for sure.
Yeah. So thank you, Dana, for the stuff that you send us, because you do see a lot of awesome stuff. And so, appreciate it.
You took this though, right? This is a Colorado plate.
Yes, I did take this one. Yeah.
Oh man, I want to know what happened.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. Yep. Waxy wings, man. Waxy wings. Somebody's gonna come out with a car called the Icarus eventually, right? Yeah, the marketing team's gonna have a blind spot for Greek mythology somehow.
What? Yeah. It flew. We didn't read the rest of the story. He had a great relationship with his father.
Yep.
It's a happy story.
Exactly. Well, that's all I need to know about that. Yep. So there you go. So yes, the waxy wings. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. What else do you want to talk about tonight?
Can we talk about some news, some current events?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about,
because we're recording this a week ahead of time.
Yes.
So it's a good time to talk about current events.
Exactly.
So we are recording this on the 28th of September. This happened about 2 days ago. But the UAW is on strike as of right now. And President Biden showed up on the picket line with the UAW in Michigan. It's pretty controversial that he did that, because like usually presidents try to like kind of stay out of that shit or whatever. But I don't know. I think it's an interesting, we're at such like an inflection point of like cars, obviously, because everything's going electrified, which means that like there's fewer suppliers that are needed, and there are like the manufacturing process is changing really drastically, and there's lots of investment that needs to be done into R&D and all these other things. And so like, where do workers fit into all that? It's like, those are all super legitimate questions and difficult to parse. And then there's also like the history of the bailouts in 2008, 2009, where, you know, the UAW kind of took one on the chin to save a couple of the car makers that we still have around today. So there's a lot of like really complicated stuff happening, but at the same time, it's just like labor is like strong for like the first time, I think, in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
Right? Like it seemed like it's been declining as long as I can remember.
Right.
The power, like the relative power of labor. And it's just like a really interesting like time, like right now, for all of that to happen all at once.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is just on the heels of the Writers Guild strike being ending because conditions were met.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And SAG-AFTRA is still debating, as far as I remember, like whether or not they're going to continue striking or not. And yeah, so like labor movements have made some big strides just recently. Like, thankfully, the tide is turning. You know.
Yeah, and I was talking with a friend today who's like really pessimistic about like the future of the economy and stuff, like there's going to be a downturn or whatever. And I think that I am more hopeful because I see things like this, and I think that it's just going to be a rebalancing, right? Like we've talked before, I've ranted about this before on the show, of like the stupid fucking like private equity brain nonsense of like short-term gains over all else, and like we're not going to make investments into the future and all that sort of stuff. And like it's so clearly wrongheaded and stupid for investors to be the most important people in the equation versus like, you know, customers or workers or even executives or engineers or whatever. Like they're the ones that are infinitely replaceable because they're just idiots with money.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And like we've convinced ourselves that they're the smartest people in the room. And it's just so stupid, obviously, that like that rebalancing happening, even if it comes at a cost of like speculative things like the stock market or housing, even like becoming kind of having a correction, I think that's overall a good thing in the long term, right? Hopefully, maybe.
Right. I mean, I like the economic downturn, depression, however you choose to classify it, of 2008 was one of the reasons that I was able to buy a house. Right. Yeah, because that was coming off of the heels of the insane, like The Big Short, like all of the insane, like mortgages and stuff. And I think
people speculating and
right. Yeah. Right. Like something being completely overblown. Right. And needing to re-equalize. Right. And thankfully, like, unfortunately, it took an insane event. Like that whole time was just so fucking awful. But because housing costs came back down, I was able to buy something, right? You know?
Well, and I think that's the thing that's interesting about now too, is that like if there is a downturn, you know, labor at that point was kind of at its lowest point, like as far as like having power.
Yeah.
At least in our lifetime, I think.
Yeah.
But now is different moment, right? So like if things go poorly now, you have to hope that the political calculus that, you know, Obama went through at the time that resulted in like the bankers getting bailed out,
right,
is different.
Right. Exactly.
But I don't know.
Yeah. True.
It's a big if.
It is.
It's not like me to be optimistic either, but I am.
I know. I was like, when you were like, I was talking to my pessimistic friend. I was imagining you just looking in the mirror.
I don't have any friends. It was just me in the mirror.
Quite handsome and a little drunk.
10:30 a.m.
Right. I think that there's a really weird set of circumstances around this, like you mentioned, around like the labor stuff, but also there's this weird like combination of things are kind of more transparent now, but also more politicized and obfuscated and weaponized, right? It's like we have more information about like what's going on a day-to-day basis and kind of like some of the gears turning in the machine. But then there's this whole like distortion layer on top of that, and like obfuscation, politicization, and like, like weaponizing of information for like some other gains, right? So like, we had like in 2008, we didn't have the access to information that we do today, right? But the information that we have access to kind of like further organize or to like unite over things is so obvious. It's in such a weird fucking swirl, right? Does that make sense? Am I?
Yeah. No,
okay.
I think that's true.
Okay.
I think that's right. And then, but also I think another thing that's interesting is like, the kind of short-term versus long-term outlook, like that as like the things that are important are just changing, right? So like, I think especially in, when it comes to the economy and stuff, very short-term stuff has been really important for a really long time. But now things like climate change,
right,
geopolitical stuff with like trying to move manufacturing back from China and Taiwan and all that sort of stuff, and electrification, right? Like not just in cars, but like across the economy, trying to do all that stuff is by necessity means short-term sacrifices.
Right.
But
right.
we know that there's a payoff down the road for doing that.
Right.
And that is that's a thing that we haven't really had all together since like the Second World War.
Right.
Right. Or right after, when we were like, oh, we need to do the space race. Right.
Right.
And so like the idea that a corporation's only goal is to make money for its shareholders only can exist in the absence of that. Right. Like everything around them has to be moving towards something else in order to change that idea, I think. And I think that's the only thing that's going to get us out of that spiral of 2008 all over again, Okay.
Yeah.
That's my hopeful.
Sure.
My hopeful side talking. I will drink a little bit more and kill it. Don't worry. It'll be gone.
On second thought. Yeah. But then you'll probably go through a cycle of where you can purchase street meats from a vendor at 10:30 at night, and then you're back.
And then I'm right back.
Optimistic again.
Street meats. Yeah. Manufactured street meats, mechanically.
Yeah.
Mechanically formed street meats.
Exactly. Episode title: Mechanically Formed Street Meats. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Right
anyway,
on,
that's nice. a little getting wet with Ian aftershock. But I just thought it was very cool to see a sitting president like on a picket line. It was kind of crazy.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Did you see George Clooney's kind of clap back to Trump about being called a Hollywood elite?
Mm-mm.
It was really good because Clooney went really fucking hard on him. He briefly talked about like how fucking ridiculous it was that Trump would call like, somebody like George Clooney a Hollywood elite. And like George Clooney was like, I've, worked in 24-hour liquor stores. Like he was just talking about like his history and coming up. Like he like had to buy suits that were too big for him, and he cut the bottoms off the pants so that he could make a necktie so that he would have a tie to wear to jobs. Right.
Right.
And he's like, this guy's calling me a Hollywood elite. Like the guy that's shitting in a gold toilet is calling himself a man of the people.
Right.
Right. Like that kind of thing. Right. Like you know, like Trump can sit in a fucking big rig and play beep beep, I'm a big boy, right? And like, you know, like toot the fucking horn, you know. But yeah, then here's Biden actually on the picket line, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Like
Yep.
actually like siding with all, you know, the labor movement. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah, we haven't gotten that kind of deep for a little bit on like kind of going for some political stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Let's move on.
Yeah. Oh God, emotions and opinions. Yeah. Authentic things?
Yeah.
Do I need to like blast a rap air horn or something? Yeah.
Definitely.
No, I'm not doing that. Yeah.
It says here that you have a license plate game.
Ian, I have a license plate game for you.
I would love to hear it.
Okay, let's do it, buddy. Let's do it. I'm opening the Ian Don't Look folder. I'm opening the license plate game folder. Ian, this license plate is called Girl.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we'll show the browser again. Here you go, Ian. License plate game from me, number 91. Girl. All right. Here you go.
Okay, so we've got a Subaru Forester.
Yep, in the standard Forester blue.
Yep. We've got a Lincoln
Aviators,
MK SUV, whatever it is.
Yep.
We've got a Chevy Equinox with some stickers on it.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, and then the license plate texts are Crazy Girl, Catwoman, and Sad Girl. Oh, okay. So
right?
Sad Girl,
yeah.
Catwoman. All right, so I've got I think I have an idea already, but let's do some zoomies and enhancies. Let's look at these stickers on the Equinox.
Okay.
Oh, that's the Forester. Okay, so we've got.
Did you want the Equinox? Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay.
So this is a car from Maine.
Right.
Clear glass.
Mm-hmm.
It says IRA on the back.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, unless they're big fans of This American Life and shouting out Ira Glass.
That's definitely what it is. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Not much to go on there.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. This Lincoln was bought at a Lexus dealership.
It was. Yes.
That's about all I can tell from that.
Right.
Oh man, this is going to be tough.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we've got some scripty always
on the Equinox.
I've got a good heart, but this month
mouth. Like
but this mouth.
I've got a good heart, but this mouth. Right.
I was so confused. Okay.
But this month. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right. Interesting. And it's got an adopt a shelter pet plate on it.
Yep.
Okay. So let's see the things again.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that goes there. Oh man. This is tough.
Yeah.
This is really tough.
Yeah.
Because the Lincoln is what's tough here. Because I think the Subaru could be a goth girl. It could be someone who thinks they're a little crazy. Someone who has cats. Like the Subaru, I think I could see in any of these roles.
Yeah, it's kind of the chameleon vehicle in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't see a goth girl ending up in a Lincoln.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So, here's what I'm going to go. I'm going to go Catwoman on the Equinox because of the shelter pet thing.
Okay. All right.
Catwoman on the Equinox. Sad Girl on the Subaru.
Okay.
And then Crazy Girl, like this, but to her, crazy is like a glass and a half of wine.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Oh, yeah. I'm going to get crazy.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a glass of wine with lunch.
Right. Right.
So I'm going to go Crazy Girl on the Lincoln, which is the least fitting plate that I could possibly imagine for a Lincoln MK, whatever the fuck that is.
Right. Right.
Sad Girl on the Subaru, Catwoman on the Equinox. Tell me I'm right.
Okay. Ian, I've got good news for you. Boom, 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 boom. You got them all right, buddy.
Oh, Nice.
I do want to, well, first of all, thank you, Tim, and thank you, PETA, because PETA sent us Crazy Girl, Tim sent us Sad Girl, and I myself was behind Catwoman in traffic.
Nice.
I do want to call out like the difference between like what I would call, I think like there's mom plates and there's dad plates, but then I think that there are boy plates and girl plates, right? So boy plates are something that I classify as like just the idiot fucking douchebag men that like have to have like man truck or right, like not hers, like, or you know, shit like that, right? Versus like girl plates, right? That like are just like mentioning a gender, but like with something like a girl plate, there's something so much more wholesome about it than there ever is in like the boy plate sphere, right?
Right. Well, there's also, I think, the phenomenon of like girl plates go from like ages like 20 to 29, whereas boy plates go from ages 20 to 85.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
Which is also a bit of an issue.
Yes.
But
yes.
I can't get over Crazy Girl on the Lincoln. Like it's just it's the most like it's like the getaway vehicle one that we had a few months ago.
Yes.
That was on like the least getaway car possible.
Right. Yeah. Right. Unless there is a potentially shitty scenario for Crazy Girl. It could be some dude that like calls his car like Crazy Girl, like objectifies a vehicle and attaches like the feminine or female gender to it. Right? You know, so that, but I don't feel like that's what it is. I don't feel like that's what it is. Right.
Me either. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I feel like that's something someone would do to like a Ford Bronco, but they wouldn't do it. Like a dude wouldn't do that to a Lincoln MKZ Aviator. What the fuck? Right.
Yes. Correct.
Right? Yeah. So I want to call, I just wanted to point out like just that how much more I enjoy seeing like girl plates in the street out in them streets versus like the idiot fucking man plates.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's fair. Fair.
Yeah. So thank you, women, for providing entertainment plates.
You, women.
And also, Sad Girl, are you okay?
Yeah. Let us send you a sticker.
We do need a check on Sad Girl to make sure she's doing okay. Yeah. I want to know more about Sad Girl. I do, mainly because I'm wondering, like, is it somebody that like makes their living like writing like I don't know, very like morose poetry? Like,
well, they live in Maine. Of course. That's what everybody in Maine does, right?
Yeah. What is going on?
There are 3 professions in Maine: lobster fisherman, alcoholic, and morose author. That's it.
I think you're right.
Sometimes all 3. You can do all 3.
You could. Yeah. Nice. So thank you, PETA. Thank you, Tim, for sending those in. Yeah. Very, very much enjoy them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we wrap it up with an album of the week?
Ian, I need an album of the week. Also, I do want to let you know I did listen to the BRMC album that you mentioned last week.
I am going to guess that you did not care for it.
It's not that I didn't care for it. I think it's great. It's fantastic. I think it just doesn't quite like hook into me. Right? Like, I heard a lot in it. Like I heard everything from the Beatles to Caius.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like the kind of like ethereal, like almost kind of psychedelic thing that they get. It's just not really my thing.
Yeah.
But
there's
I think
a lot of like shoegazy sort of like reverb happening.
Yeah. If
for a 3-piece, it's a 3-piece.
Yeah. They're fucking bringing it. Yeah. Big sound for a 3-piece for sure. Like if you like anything from Interpol to fucking Hey Jude, the Queens of the Stone Age, fucking check that shit out because you might like it. Yeah.
One thing I forgot to mention is the single off of that is one of the first things that I downloaded.
Oh, okay. When you had access to a peer-to-peer network?
It's one of my first MP3s.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Is the single off of that record.
Okay.
Whatever Happened to My Rock and Roll is one of my very first, and I think I still have it on a hard drive someplace. Like, it's like my oldest MP3 that I have.
Nice. I like that. I think that. I think mine is like Gorilla's Clint Eastwood. Yeah.
Yeah, same, but that's like the same
Right? Yeah.
era because they both came out like 2000. So
Right.
like that's exactly right.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. I love that. Yeah. Ian's first MP3. Yeah.
It's in there. It's one of the
nice.
the first 10 that I have.
Yeah. But yes, I enjoyed your recommendation. I think if I was doing like a drive through like a rainy coastal highway, I think I would want to put that on. I think that would be a good vibe for a drive
San
like that.
Francisco band.
Yeah. They got it. Good call. Yeah. What do you got for us this week, buddy?
So this week, I think I'm going to go. I had two ideas. Neither of them are albums, but I think I'm going to go with this one. So this is a song. It's a 10-minute song.
Okay.
It is a remix, which I'm usually not like. I usually don't like love. Usually, I like the original version of a song more than a remix.
Okay.
This is an exception. This is like two of my favorite. This is like a peanut butter and chocolate sort of situation.
Okay.
So this is a remix of a David Bowie song.
Okay.
That actually David Bowie put out on his own EP. So he was happy with it. It's by James Murphy of
LCD Sound System.
LCD Sound System.
Okay.
It's Love Is Lost, and it's the Hello Steve Reich mix by James Murphy for DFA.
Okay.
Love Is Lost.
Love Is Lost. Okay.
Yeah, Love Is Lost. It's from his The Next Day album.
Okay.
And it's on the extra EP that came out right after that.
Oh, nice.
So the Next Day album is it's the one where he has it's the Heroes cover, but it has the big square over the top. And that was like, it's the second to last album, kind of mixed, but it's really interesting in retrospect now because it's like it was him looking back. And the story behind this song is really interesting too, because like there's a moment in it where there's like a piano riff that is Aladdin Sane. It's from Ashes to Ashes.
Okay.
And like I get chills every time I hear it because it's just like a little like, and it like if you didn't know Ashes to Ashes, it wouldn't even cross your mind that it was anything special.
Okay.
But it's just super cool.
Oh, I love that when like somebody will just drop like a tiny little hint of a melody to like another thing into I love that so much. Yeah.
Oh man, it's so good. It's about midway through this, and it is the fucking best when it happens. Every time it happens, I'm just like, oh,
okay, nice.
It's so cool. And the other thing that's crazy is like, that's a little sad about this is like, Bowie at one point had asked James Murphy to produce an album, his album.
Wow. Okay.
And James Murphy couldn't do it because he was reforming LCD Sound System at the time.
Okay.
And so he was like, oh, and he didn't know that Bowie was sick and the whole thing. And so this is just like a little glimpse into like what we could have had as like a full album.
What could have been, man. Yeah.
And it's so good.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
This song fucking rules. I've listened to it constantly. My friend reminded me that it existed, and I have just been playing it on repeat.
That's so great. Okay. Yeah. Links to Apple Music and Spotify versions of this will be in the YouTube description, as always.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. David Bowie, 2013, Love Is Lost, the remix by James Murphy, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to checking that out, for sure. Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, dude. Nice, man. Nice. Okay.
We did. It's a car-ish show.
Dude, we mechanically formed our meat this show. We mechanically formed our meat, Ian.
We did. If people enjoyed this mechanically formed meat, where can they find us? What should they do?
Yeah, they should send us license plates, 720-515-1391. They should look us up on Blue Sky and figure out how to instant message them to you on that platform. Also, you can still slide into our Twitter DMs and Instagram DMs. Send them over there for Ian to pick them up. And yeah, definitely do that. Yeah.
Yep. I have a DM from Ryan, or from Justin, that we will get to next week. I promise.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Yes.
Right on. Yeah, I think that's about it, buddy. Yeah. I do want to just say, like, I've really been enjoying the Cats with Hard Hats Instagram account. So people need to check that out. They were on the flag. That person was on the Flag Time podcast.
Okay.
It's another one of those bright spots on social media that just, if you just want to just see dumb, hilarious stuff, like, go find Cats with Hard Hats on Instagram, and it'll make you giggle. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
Nice.
for sure. Yeah.
Everybody, we love you. Thank you. Goodbye.